Hello and welcome back to the Into the Mines podcast, episode 8 here, episode, I should say, 5 here, round 8 of this podcast. And we're back here with a new setting live here on to the Into the Mines channel. And today we're joined by that man, our co-host, our host here, Eddie Oliver, and our co-host here, Riley Murray. Kaye was unable to join us here tonight. How you going, Riley?
Yeah, not bad. Look, I think that Kaye, he had some business to attend to. Pretty sure that he had to go and see your missus, but that's just what's floating on the grapevine. The grapevine, I'm not too sure, really.
No, definitely, and we'll talk to the man later. Caleb Jeff was on for this week as our guest speaker. We'll welcome him a bit later in the show. But starting off this week, we're going to be talking about the two games that have already been played this round in round 8 as it was. Starting off here today, we're going to be talking about the Bathurst Blue Tongues against the Ravens, and it was 1 point the difference there for them. With, for the Blue Tongues, Lachlan Holmes, Kaye, just players coming away from them, getting those tries, and what a game it was. Both teams, it came down to the death. Felix Wimmelskid coming away with the man of the match. What a game it was, Riley.
Yeah, look, it's in the eye of the beholder, I guess. I'm not too keen on the game myself, but that might just be me. I think that we keep on getting these shitty kicks at the end of our sets when we don't really need them, and that gives away wins. But overall, it was probably a fun game to watch until the last minute there.
No, definitely. It was a very good, fun game to watch, but especially for the fans. They really did produce for us and for the audience and for the commentators in the box. What a game it was. Absolutely amazing stuff there. And there for the Ravens. Felix Stoter, Anderson, and then Doon and that man getting the field goal who did give the Melbourne Ravens their win, who have been out of form in past games, really did come up against the Blue Tongues and showing that they are a force in this SRL Mines competition here. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the Hamilton Swarm and the Perth Hogs. And again, it was a game of the ages. It had everything in it. Back and forth footy, long range field efforts, which we'll be seeing later on in the show here. Caleb Jeff, Bontoff for the Swarm, just getting tries, and it was all the forwards here for the Hamilton Swarm, Riley.
Oh, Caleb was just on fire, eh, Caleb? It's he's in the dungeon right now. He'll speak when spoken to, but he's had a phenomenal game. I don't know what he was snorting before the game maybe, but he just looked on fire. He looked like the fastest man in the swarm. Rakamanu, just nowhere near as quick as Caleb Jeff. He's just running the whole field and no one could stop him. I don't know how he managed to tap into that kind of like primal instinct, but he's done it and it was a great game by him.
He definitely did. Congratulations to him. And we've got the man here on the line, Caleb Jeff, the guest speaker of the week. Welcome to the show, Caleb.
Oh, thank you, boys, for having me. Yeah, I got into Raikamanu's bag before the game and just took some of his happy pills, so that's why I was hitting the gaps and hitting the boosties, to be honest. So thanks, Raika, for that.
Definitely. What was the feeling, Caleb, just being on the field, enjoying the win with those Swarm boys? Just how much did it mean to you in the moment and then coming away from the game after?
And also, how much better is it not having Eddie there as well?
Oh, mate, that's like the best part, eh? Got a new hooker, so shout out to him. He's filling Eddie's boots quite well. And yeah, it's after the game, bro, it's buzzy. Had some beersies after the game, on that good buzz on the way home, and even though we were home, pumped, ready for our bye, and then hopefully back-to-back wins again, maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you there, Caleb. Congratulations to you there, man. It was an amazing game. And talking about the team coming away, not victors, the Perth Hogs. Real unfortunate as, that it was back and forth footy for both teams. A couple of calls not going their way, but also the errors just really did kill them there. 7 errors compared to the Swarm's 4. And then the penalties even. The tackles, they were put under the pump and having to make more tackles, as shown there by the missed tackles for the difference. Line breaks, 23 Hogs. Just, again, it came down not to them not taking opportunities, as the Hamilton Swarm clearly did, coming away with the win this week. Congratulations to them. What an amazing game it was, just from both of the clashes this week in the SRL Mines. Just amazing stuff. As we move on here to the Into the Mines podcast, starting team of the week. And, you know, what an amazing team it was here that Riley's put together for us. Just all over the place and just doing everybody proud. And it's that man at the back, Riker Manu, Miles Anderson, the back line here, Lockie McKinnon, Lachlan, Miko Rashford, and Jesse Kelly. Just players who for their team might not have come away with the win, but have really just performed for their teams this season, Riley.
Oh, yeah. For sure, a lot of them, you've seen them on the best starting lineup before, just because a lot of the backline in the Mines are very consistent. It's hard to make your way in there when you're not kind of a resident, I guess you could say, like those like Rakamanu and Miles Anderson. You know, it's just some great performances, especially Jesse Kelly. He came out of nowhere and just played his heart out, eh? Great game by him. Very good stuff to watch from all of them, really.
No, it definitely was. And then the halves here, Jason Powders and John Bakers. The number 6 was really hard to decide here, as Doonan did get the win against the Bathurst Blue Tongues for the Melbourne Ravens. It was such a close win, but Jason Powders just had a more overall consistent game, and Doonan was really only there when it came to the death. And John Bakers, again, just his kicking game, getting the team around the field, always clocking over those 200 kicking meters. The man's an absolute machine when it comes to the boot. And he always finds that sweet spot of the ball. And then the forward pack here this week, Eli Azzi and Caleb Jeff. Well, Eli Azzi, again, Kaye spoken about in previous weeks, just the fear that the man puts onto defenders. But there's no point in putting fear onto defenders if you have a man in Caleb Jeff who can just run away from at the speed of lightning 70 meters downfield. What a run it was from him. We'll be looking at that later. Felix Wimmel skied again. Just somebody who hasn't been in this area before, but he's turned his season around, Riley.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't say he's turned his season around. I think he's been very consistent, but just outshined by other hookers in the game, like Rex Buckingham and Lockie Cashel. I think that they've been very consistent, which has made it hard for him to make his way in there, but I think overall, especially defensively, he earned his place in this starting lineup.
No, congratulations to you there for being chosen as the hooker for the Into the Mines podcast best starting team of the week. And moving on here to the second row, Felix Stota and David Tiawa, just two men who just play their guts out. Caleb, playing with David Tiawa more regularly than I am, how does he just, what's his work ethic towards the game at training, and just what type of a bloke is he?
I think Caleb might have died.
A couple of technical difficulties there with Caleb. We'll get him back as soon as we can.
Oh, sorry, boys, I'm back.
Hey,
nice.
Caleb, mate, welcome back to the podcast. David Tiawa, what's your opinion on the bloke? Considering you play with him, just how does he, make the Hamilton Swarm what it is?
Oh, bro, he's a go-to, to be honest. He's like my right-hand man or left-hand man, depending what side he's on the field. So yeah, he's well deserved to him. But yeah, he's MVP right there.
There we go. Very highly spoken of. David Tiawa by your fellow prop and forward, Caleb Jeff and Michael Corte. What a man he is, and just playing out of position, originally a half, playing in the lock. It's spoken about every week.
He's actually a hooker.
Is he a hooker? My apologies.
Yeah,
he's a hooker playing in lock. That's my apologies again. But there are players this season in the Mines playing out of position in areas where you think that they'll get, just destroyed and crumbled on. They hold their own and they perform week in, week out. And they're just showing their versatility as a player, as a person. So what amazing stuff there from them. Congratulations to everybody there being into the Mines podcast team of the week. Beautiful stuff from you guys. It's going to be very interesting to see how it does go next week for them. Moving on here, we're going to be talking about The Into the Mines Goat of the Week. Well, my apologies. It's going to be the Into the Mines Pyramid of the Week. And we've got that popped up here. And the Into the Mines Pyramid is based on players from their performances in the round and all the way to the bottom to the top. Every player in here had a solid performance for their team. And it's all mostly and from the top. The only difference between the top and bottom players is just how consistent they were for those full 80 minutes. And just the effect that they had as an individual. But starting off the bottom here, Bruce Buckley, Jesse Kelly, John Bakers, Marcus Square, and Johnny Doklich. We've got a couple of fullbacks in there this week. Riley, do you want to just go through, just talk about why these players are down here? Because they're all down at the bottom there for similar reasons. And just what parts of them shone this week.
Yeah, I feel like I need to keep on saying this because it sounds bad to be at the bottom, but being on the pyramid at all is a good thing.
No, definitely.
And I think that all these players are just amazing, very consistent, but maybe just not as good as the rest above them. So yeah, they're just very consistent and well versed players, and that's how they deserved and earned their place in this pyramid.
No, definitely. Congratulations to you guys. What amazing work there. Moving up here, Michael Corte, Sticks McGee, David Tiawa, and Raika Manu. And we've got a couple of all yellow pretty much again this week, but a couple of Swarms, and then Blue Tongues and Ravens. Just, again, these players just all performing for their teams and having an effect. You don't need to score a try to have an effect. As David Tiawa has proved and Caleb Jeff, you can just play in, week out. And you can just do amazing stuff. And the tries do come. Those moments of glory do come for them. As we're going to be seeing that proof here later on in the podcast. But Sticks McGee, what a player he is here. For the Ravens here, Riley.
Oh, yeah, well, he's very consistent. I like his game. He's one of the better players in his position at the moment. And I just don't think you can really look past him when you're looking at the Ravens team list. He's just always been good, and I'm keen to see what else he can offer, especially going into the draft soon. I doubt that he won't get picked up. I think he'll be picked up very soon in the draft.
No, definitely. And all of these players on this list are more than likely to be up there in the SRL Premiership next season. It's going to be amazing to be playing either alongside them or against them. They're all an amazing group of men. And moving up here, Felix Stota, Eli Azzi, that man again, the fear machine, as it's been spoken about. He just drills it right into defenders with his tackling technique and style and the force that he attacks with in his tackling and just his work ethic. Just amazing stuff from him. Just what a player. And Felix Stota, again, he's self-spoken for his work ethic and just the way he conducts himself on the field and how he gets his team, my apologies, out of trouble. And then again here, at the very top of the Intermines pyramid for this week, it's going to be Caleb Jeff. What a performance you've had, brother. And you've just made your mark on this competition this round, and your career, well, it looked like to be down going into a slope for a bit. It's been spoken about by commentary and on the podcast, but you've shown us why you belong at the Swarm, brother, and those first two games with you were some of the best memories that I'm always going to have for me in my playing career. And Caleb Jeff, you just make the Swarm home for everybody there, and you just set the tone, and you set the standard that the team wants to play by, and you just follow. And yeah, mate, you're just absolutely amazing player. Congratulations to you, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you.
Humble person as always. Congratulations to you, brother. What a player you are. As we move into this midway point of this podcast, don't forget to leave a comment down below after the podcast, I should say the live, has ended, or even during this midway break as we do talk about, as you guys do watch the try of the week. Shoot
Feel
a question.
free to ask something. We'll get to some questions if you guys put them in there. So
yeah,
feel free.
shoot a question into the live chat, as co-host here has said. We're all willing to answer, but enjoy this clip here.
He's going to play the ball in the 50, going right, Knopfler and Gowie straight through.
Noffalingawi gives it away to Jeff. Jeff's in the free range. Who's going to catch him?
Okay.
Surely not. Surely not. Surely not. It is. It's meant to be. And it's the
Caleb
prop
Jeff.
with the 50-meter runaway.
What is going on here? Caleb Jeff. Have you ever known that he's a beach sprinter before he came to the NRL? Oh my god.
I've
What
never
are we watching
seen.
here?
I've never seen a runaway try with a 68 speed prop. And I don't know where Rashford was. Well, what a try that was there from that man, Caleb Jeff. The 70-meter length of the field effort from the big prop. As Kaye said, we've never seen anybody with 68 speed going all the way. And just what a try it was. Congratulations to you as we discuss the try here. Caleb, what was the feeling, man, when you're in full flight there?
Oh mate, just trying to keep that pace, you know. Had to keep running from those backs. Those backs were chopping me down. I was getting a bit scared, but you know, just pull my ass back and hit the gas. You know, hit the nos in that engine of mine. So yeah.
Well, yeah, mate, you blew everybody off the park there. Riley, in the commentary box, you were talking to the audience, and Kaye, just how about wows you were about that try there from him. A couple of days later, what's your thoughts on it?
Oh yeah, I was scared when I saw it. Really, it was like watching the Flash. I could barely keep my eyes on him. He's that quick, but I understand why the fullback couldn't actually charge him down. It was just insane work from him, and I think that Caleb can only go up from here. Really, he's looking very good.
Well, we'll be roaring from you here, man. We'll be roaring for you here, man, from the sidelines and in the Into the Mines podcast. And before we move on here, again, congratulations there to you as being given the Into the Mines try of the week there to Caleb Jeff. Well done to you. And as we pull up the photo here, it's been everything this week for him. Try of the week, go to the week, and just before we move on, the shit haircut of the week, it's that man, Caleb Jeff again. Riley Murray. Well, what is it about this haircut, Riley?
I just think it looks like shit. Sorry, Caleb, but like, what was your barber thinking? He got rid of the sides and the back, and then just said, "Hey, fuck it, let's put all the gel we can in it and slick it all the way back." Did you just go up to him and say, "Hey man, fuck my shit up"? And is that what he did for you?
Hey, no, I asked for the John Alamu, but I think you just gave me like the John Alamu the whole way back. Eh?
Oh, well done
So
there.
it looks like skinny undies, to be honest. But it is what it is. We rocking it. Here at
Talking to
Dynamic.
Riley, talking to Caleb before the podcast, he said it was a reverse mullet. I don't know what you're thinking about there, mate, but I can see a bit of hair on the top there and nothing on the back. So maybe
Yeah,
that's
no, I
something
think
for you
that-
to work on in the off season.
I think it might have
yeah.
been supposed to be a skullet, but like the barber accidentally put it on the top of his head instead of the back. That could have been it.
You never know there, but congratulations to you, Caleb, for being awarded absolutely everything this week. There have been players in the past who have done this, but I have a feeling Caleb's just dominated every single part of this podcast this week. Congratulations to you. And as we're moving on here towards, the sort of end point, or not the end point, but as we're moving on here,
Let's quickly.
I was
answer
about to,
Ruben.
yeah. There's a, so,
Alright.
is it Reuben or Ruben?
Ruben.
Ruben,
It's Bob's.
he's chucked in a little questionnaire for us in the live chat on the YouTube channel. Predictions for the end of year Mines ladder. Well, I'll just leave the floor to you boys.
Yeah, you.
Well,
I was just gonna
I'll
say you
start
can
it. I'll
start it off.
start it off, but probably we'll start with the top two here, and I have a feeling it's going to be between, in the grand final at least, it's going to be the Swarm and the Blue Tongues. And then behind it's going to be the Ravens and Firehawks, and then probably Hulks at the bottom, to be honest, as they've just haven't really found their form all season. They've had a couple of close games with the top teams of the competition, but they just haven't found their way. So for me, it's Swarm, Blue Tongues, Ravens, Firehawks, and Hulks.
Well, I would like that very much. I don't think that Blue Tongues will be able to climb up that high. I still have them for finals though. I reckon that Swarm will take the number one spot. I reckon Ravens might go down. Firehawks might take second, Blue Tongues third, and Ravens come fourth and miss the finals. That's actually no, fuck, they're ahead by a bit. Firehawks to miss the finals, sorry. Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely there. Good stuff there from our co-host there, Riley Murray. Well, that is going to be it for this week. Before we finish off, congratulations to you, Caleb, for being the guest speaker on the show this week. It's been amazing to have you and have your thoughts about some of the segments. And welcome to the Into the Mines, Caleb.
Thank you for having me. Shout out to the Swarm for life, baby. And hashtag holy guacamole in the chat. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. What a
Holy
podcast.
guacamole indeed.
What a podcast it was. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this new sort of live idea of things. Let us know in the comments down below, or chuck a thing in the Discord server about your thoughts on it. If you want to keep it, or we'll go back to the videos. We do not mind here, just whatever the fans in the audience really do prefer. But again, while you're down there watching the replay of this live stream and podcast, don't forget to leave a comment down below of what you guys want to see, and any segment suggestions or things you want to hear us talk about in the next podcast. All is appreciated. Again, myself here, Eddie Oliver, your host, and our co-host here this week, Riley Murray. Unfortunately, without Will Kaye. Thanks for coming along, Riley.
Yeah, no problem. I actually kind of prefer the live stream just because you can't edit all my jokes out. But besides that, it's probably easier to do the videos, eh?
No, it definitely is. And thank you guys all so much for coming along. Everybody in the comments, Warriors, YR, Ruben, Caleb, Jeff, again. Thank you guys all for showing up. What a live stream and podcast it was. Let us know if you want to see it again next week. Enjoy your footy. Enjoy the Mines games next week, Monday on SRL TV. And we shall see you guys in the next podcast. Thank you guys very much.
You're welcome. End the goddamn video.